Hi, Roger, Weathering Heights. This is the VELCO Weather Hazards update for incoming precipitation with the next weather system. Light precipitation generally makes it into southern Vermont during the evening hours. It looks like it makes it barely into Bennington County, starting up there roughly about 7 o'clock in the evening. This spreads over all the state during the evening hours. A little heftier amount of wet snow, combination sleet, mixed precipitation types, and then those temperatures also go above freezing. We'll get to that in a second. But the heaviest part of the looks like to be the east of Green Mountains, roughly about 1 o'clock. That'd be 1 o'clock on Wednesday. This is 7 p.m. in the evening hours. And then a bit of a northwest wind starts to deliver colder temperatures, and those winds continue behind that area of low pressure as it advances through the Canadian Maritimes here. And now we're looking at the 6 hourly snowfall. So this is the start time. This would be the evening hours on Tuesday evening. You see it's mostly affecting portions of southern Vermont, a little bit lighter to the north. Notice the Champlain Valley, probably temperatures too warm. It's going to be a little bit too warm aloft, and not a whole lot in the way of snow. So there's your first episode of a little bit of a burst of snow in the evening hours. Looks like overnight it lightens up. We're talking about probably under a half inch. We have a missing panel for the period 7 o'clock through about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but precipitation does look to be light. A little bit of light snow in southern Vermont where temperatures will be actually below 32, but you notice we should be above the freezing mark here. So that's all good news there. And then a little bit more in the way of precipitation starts to kick in with slightly colder temperatures aloft. This should be all in the way of snow. And temperature's still not that far from 32, which is a little bit of a problem. But I'm hoping at that point we should have unloaded most of our trees and released a lot of their snow, and just light amounts, a little more of an upslope component as we get into basically Thursday and Thursday night, and then last of the flurries exit the region. Now, in terms of accumulated snow here, total snow accumulations, we're going to start and see what builds up. So barely 2 inches here. This is valid 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. So what falls overnight? Again, a missing panel, and then we're looking at a little over 2 inches in the southern Green Mountains. That spread starts to add as we get into Wednesday evening, and hopefully by that point we've unloaded. Now we're starting to accrue new snow, and you see mainly along the spine of the Green Mountains, absence of the Champlain Valley, very selected, probably topographically, orographically oriented there. You're looking at probably a little of an upslope component with the barely 6-inch amounts here for Jay Peak territory, a little bit north of Mount Mansfield. And then the snow accumulation is relatively light at this point. So hope is, again, we're pinning on the fact that we can unload that snow Wednesday afternoon. And what we're looking at here is the 6 hourly maximum temperature ending at 7 p.m. on Wednesday evening. So this goes back to about 1 o'clock. We're seeing temperatures basically in the mid-30s and possibly even some upper 30s. Even areas certainly west of the spine of the Green Mountains should unload. All of the Northeast Kingdom, hope is, unless we get in the very, very higher terrain, it won't unload, but geographically a lot of folks live there, so that's what we're pinning a lot of hope on here. And in terms of wind gusts here, we're looking at 7 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. The winds do not look to be strong during the day on Wednesday. We start to see a little bit of a pickup in wind. We're talking about gusts up around 20, 25, 30 miles per hour, and that lingers, it looks like, into the late part of the day. So winds look to be under 30 miles an hour here for gusts. This is in knots, so a little bit of a northwest breeze here on the backside of this departing weather system. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.